Our senior population is still the most vulnerable to the coronavirus, and living in a region susceptible to natural disasters, they require a special level of preparedness. Joining us with details is Ashley Henyon, Executive Director for the American Red Cross of the Lowcountry. It's good to see you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, so September is National Preparedness Month. I mean, that is for all of us to take note and make sure that we are prepared in the event of a hurricane. But how about for our senior population? They're the most vulnerable out there.
Yeah, a hurricane or any size emergency or disaster right now, because it is September, the Red Cross wants everyone to take steps now to be better prepared. But that specifically applies to older adults. And that's because of new research. Recently, the American Red Cross Scientific Advisory Council and the American Academy of Nursing found that older adults are more vulnerable when it comes to natural disasters and might even potentially be more vulnerable to casualties from those disasters too.
Right. So the message here is build a kit, make a plan, and be informed. So what would be the first steps for someone who is in the older stages of their life? What should they be doing to prepare themselves, and how can we help prepare our older neighbors?
I think we can all help each other out, but you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there's 3 simple steps. Get a kit, make a plan, and stay informed. But for those older adults, we want to make sure that you're planning ahead. Don't wait for the emergency to happen. Start your plan now. Start to identify if you might have any pre-existing conditions, medical conditions that might affect you. Thinking about assistive devices, if you have canes, walkers, eyeglasses, if you can get an extra pair of those around. And then talk to your friends and family and make sure that you have a support group that's willing to help out if you need it.
And how about for those who rely on oxygen and other things that require electricity?
That's right. I mean, we all have to plan ahead for the power to come out. But if you're relying on oxygen or any assistive device that requires electricity, you need to plan ahead for that too. And we just recommend getting that plan in place now, thinking about it, talking about it with your support group. And that way, when the emergency does happen, because the only guarantee we have with emergencies is that they will happen. We just don't know when or where they will occur or how strong they will be. But we want to make sure that when that does happen, you're as best prepared as possible.
And we're all in this together, and whether it's a family member or a neighbor, we need to connect. And in the time when we're socially distant, isolation of our senior citizens is becoming very common. But what can we do to be better stewards to those who are on the older side?
Yeah, I think right now the current situation of the world is making us all potentially more vulnerable with social isolation. But one of the ways that we can help with that is with our app. We do have the Red Cross Emergency app, and that's available to access safety information and locate shelters. And you can even identify 10 loved ones to check on their status as well if there's any emergency alerts in their geographic area.
Absolutely. And I would say just go to your neighbor, knock on their doors, ask do you need anything, and then to help them get things together. So when something strikes, you won't be caught off guard. All right. Now, we do need to take a break here, but when we come back, there's another special blood need that's coming up. You do have blood needs currently for just the general population, but one in particular, which we're going to bring to attention, it is Sickle Cell Awareness Month as well as Preparedness Month. So we're going to discuss that after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We've been talking with Ashley Henyon. She's Executive Director for the American Red Cross of the Lowcountry. And not only is it National Disaster Preparedness Month, but it is also Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And you have a need for blood 365 days a year from everybody. But in particular, we're drawing attention to some of those more diverse blood types. Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Absolutely. Sickle cell disease, it's a very painful disease, and unfortunately, it disproportionately affects the African American population. So right now it's September and it's National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we are spreading the word, trying to raise awareness and encourage anyone who's eligible to come out and donate blood, but especially our African American donors.
Right. And you do have some events that are coming up. You have blood drives every single day, but there's a special one that's happening on the 21st. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, we're having 3 blood drives simultaneously on September 21st throughout the Lowcountry. So there will be a drive at the Net Church in Somerville, at the Howard Gym and Auditorium in Georgetown, and then at our Lowcountry Red Cross chapter office in North Charleston. And that'll be on September 21st. And we are really encouraging everyone who's eligible to donate to come out, bring a friend, bring a family member, and spread the word that we need more blood donors from our diverse populations.
Yes, definitely. And you need blood in general. And I know that because it's Preparedness Month that you need that blood rush. We did hold one at Fox 24 and the American Red Cross. We teamed up on last week. We did raise blood, not as much as we had hoped. 42 was our goal. I think we had about 35 signups. But I can imagine that COVID has a little bit of an impact on people coming out and donating blood.
Absolutely, it's been tough, but we've been adapting due to the pandemic, and we have extra safety measures in place. So right now, if you're considering donating blood, please go to redcrossblood.org and make that appointment because it is safe to donate blood. And you can also sign up to be a volunteer, or if you can't donate blood or you don't have time to volunteer, making a financial donation to the Red Cross will help anyone impacted by emergencies and disasters here in the Lowcountry or anywhere in the United States. For instance, Louisiana right now for those impacted by Hurricane Laura.
Most definitely. Ashley, I want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to put up the information as to where they can put their donations and find those blood drives. So everybody out there, get prepared, have a plan. Thanks again, Ashley.
Thank you.
We're back after this.